What's up guys, Zeenigami here, and let's go through Spiral Abyss Floor 10. If you're here, I assume you already know to build 2 teams with a main DPS per team. This is also the 2021 set of Spiral Abyss floors 9 through 12, so this is going to be a brand new set of 4 floors. If you already did the 4 floors before since the start of Genshin, this is a brand new set of floors. New effects on each floor and a new Blessing of the Abyssal Moon. The effect here is if you have the cryo shards based off of cryo geo crystallize, only the cryo shards specifically, when you pick those up, you get a shockwave and you get cooldown reduction on your E for whichever character picks it up. So it's pretty nice. If you have geo characters, 9 and 10 also have a constant cryo effect. So you're going to be able to, without having to bring a cryo character, make a lot of geo crystallizes and have a lot of shields that do a lot of extra damage. If you don't have a strong geo character, I wouldn't say go out of your way to make one for the effect. It's not that strong, but it is nice if you already have these effects together. The effect of floor 12, the leyline disorder, if you want to call it, there's going to be sheer cold here, just like the Dragonspine sheer cold. And this time, there's going to be Sealies that float around the floor, and you're going to want to always pay attention to where the Sealies are. Do your fighting around those Sealies so that way you stay warm and don't take a constant drain of damage. So, the effect here, or the teams that we're going to want to bring, are fire on both sides, pyro on both sides. The cryo abyss mage bring pyro so that way you can break their shields. So we're gonna make sure we always bring a pyro on both sides here. I'm going to be bringing Venti, and I'm gonna be putting my Venti on team 1 because team 1 Venti is going to help a lot out with this final stage. And there is a lava trail on the final stage, so Geo, Pyro, Claymores, once again, very good for breaking the lava trails and all those effects. Note, more ice shield walls, so more pyro to be brought on the teams in order to help you take those out. So my teams that I'm going to be using are going to be Venti, Razor, Diona, and Xiangling on the first team, and then Jean, Ningguang, Benny. Did I say official up here? No, Benny Xiangling up here. Yep, Benny Xiangling up here. And Ningguang, official Benny on the bottom. So there we go. Those are going to be my teams. Make sure you have healers on both teams. Make sure you have main DPSs on both teams. And you have animal characters like I do. I highly recommend the Venerer's 4-piece set that gives you the elemental resistance shred. Adds a lot of damage to your teams. Physical damage percent up is going to be nice for our Razor because he's my physical damage carry. And on Chamber 3, you're also going to get another card offered that gives you more physical damage, which is nice. So something to note, when you have a floor like this and the enemies spawn directly in front of you, if you find your Venti is shooting off to really odd angles, what you can do to help alleviate that is to either pull back like I did and let the thing closest to you move forward, so that way your Venti actually can get the ultimate in the right spot, or immediately after pressing start, press ultimate. So if you press start the fight and then you press your ultimate immediately afterwards, Venti will always just shoot it directly in front of him if you do it fast enough. So it's a really nice trick to, if enemies are, say, split to the left and the right, to shoot directly in front of you with Venti. It makes some of these things a lot easier to aim your Venti ultimate. Because what will happen is when you press start, the enemies won't have spawned for a quick second, and since there's no enemy spawn, Venti is going to default to just shooting directly in front of him. And that way you can get the ultimate right where you want it to be, as long as you have your Venti aiming in the right direction. So always gonna be paying attention to where the Sealies are. Where is the Sealie? This one. This floor only has one Sealie. Later on, we're gonna actually have multiple Sealies. So pay attention to where the one Sealie is here, but later on there will be another for us to use and actually warm ourselves up with. And if you are using a team with strong healers, you got your Diona, you got your Jean ults down, whoever it is, if you have a strong healer, you actually can for a while, just tank the sheer cold effect using the heal. It might be better for you, depending on your team and what's going on and how strong your healing is, to just sit there and eat the sheer cold effect while using heals for a little while. So don't necessarily always have to run immediately to the Sealy, but know where it is at all times. And here's the last one. Going to pop the Shungling so that way we can break the shield a little bit faster. Wrong character to swap to. And I'm actually going to try to kill him here without swapping or running back to the ceiling. So Ice Drain is a little bit constant and slow. Gonna be much faster for me to kill him without running back to the ceiling and running back. Second half of floor 1. Popping this, gonna run forward and immediately kind of toss the Sinsen Mage in the air. If you're ever using Jean in the Spiral Abyss, throwing enemies directly upwards does a ton of damage anytime you can do it. You'll see there 36,000 damage, which is pretty darn good. So we're gonna just always just toss her in the air and let gravity do most of the work to kill the Sinsen Mage. Alright, now we got the Abyss Mage. Benny takes him out very quick. Note that water characters generally are healers for enemies, and that includes the Samatrills here. This Abyss Mage also comes with the Ice Prison effect, so take care of the Ice Prison, and that's the water healing that's super annoying. Now, if you have a tall character with the Ice Prisons, you actually can't jump out of the Ice Prisons if your characters are tall enough. So, characters like Ningguang, Jean, you can actually jump out of it and let your characters die. If a character dies like that, you can leave and then come back. Don't do abandon, do leave. That way you'll reset the floor, but not have to continue from a previous floor. It also helps whenever you're doing attempts and you're just trying to get a little bit faster of a time. All right, back to the second half. Again, running over immediately and tossing Sinsen Mages in the air with Jean, getting a lot of the damage from the falls off. Where'd you go? Sinsen Mages also are notoriously annoying to toss. Sometimes they're going to want to just stick to the ground like glue, and that's if they do one of their little summoning effects. So we're gonna toss it. There is also a little cheeky trick you can do with this with Jean, where if you toss them up first with your E, I didn't do it. You toss them up first with your charge attack. You can aim down and then get fall damage on the ground first, and then aim upwards. It's definitely tricky to do, but if you get it, it's going to do a lot of damage. And I could not get it before the shield pops up, which is super annoying. One attack left. Whatever. This time we're gonna kill the Samatrills without them healing a bunch, he says, right? There we go. Making sure we don't lose a character to being careless like before. The Ice Prisons, whenever you get Ice Prisoned, you want to make sure you don't move inside the Ice Prisons, because the Ice Prisons will deal damage to you when you touch them. So either be a tall character and jump out of the prison, or just try to sit in the center and not touch the sides of the prison where all the damage is going to actually happen at. Depending on your character, you also can swap over, do an ult like Ningguang's ult, and that will dodge a lot of your damage. I actually don't know what happens if a character faints during this screen. I've never had that happen before. So let's just find out. Chamber 2, taking the plus 20% attack. It's a very, very easy choice. That's an amazing buff and basically should always be taken anytime it's offered. This time I'm pulling back once again because I know enemies are on the backside. Ulting back here, that way I can group them all up very easily. And like I said, this floor is the floor with 2 different Sealies floating about. So pay attention to where both of those Sealies are. One's right here. This guy hasn't moved at all. And depending on where the Sealies are, that's always going to be where you want to try to fight. Why is this Sealy not going to warm me up? Are you not going to be a warm dude today, Sealy? Not sure why this Sealy isn't warming me up, honestly. I guess I'll have to go to the other Sealy. Alright. Go to this Sealy. I guess that Sealy is inactive and not warm enough. If you have Ice and Electro, especially with Razor, you want to try to get that Superconduct effect. The Superconduct effect is going to increase your damage that you do with your white damage. Physical damage is increased by 20% with Superconduct, which is very nice. And hey, Ningguang's back alive again, so enemies, if you die after the floor is over, it doesn't count. Good to know. Toss you in the air, deal damage to you after you fall down. And then we're going to spend our time focusing on the 2 different treasure hoarders on the outside. Take them out first, because it's gonna be a lot easier to take out the treasure hoarders than it is to take out the Sin Mage. Gonna try to take out the treasure hoarders ASAP, and then turn around and focus on the Sin Mage. If you're using Fischl, you actually can cancel Fischl's ultimate early by swapping to a different character like I just did. So if you have already dealt damage to all the enemies on the field, especially since you can only deal damage to enemies 1 time with Fischl's ultimate, you can swap to another character, get the damage out, and get back to damaging enemies. Finally, Chamber 3. Chamber 3 on floor 10 has the much shorter timer. We're going to have 420, taking the charge, attack, and normal attack damage increase. Gonna be very nice for your main DPS. But floor 3s have that 420 timer that is pretty difficult to get the 3rd star on a lot of times, depending on your team. I'm gonna run forward immediately and then turn around, so that way I can try to get both the Sin Mage and the Agent in this ultimate. I missed, which is unfortunate, because then the Sin Mage can start to do bad things, but we're just gonna roll with it. If you're having a hard time and you're using a Venti here, if this happens, you're going to want to just reset the floor and just do it again, because this is a very, very big time loss if you don't get both enemies in your ultimate right away if you're using Venti. Because getting them both in the ultimate, grouping them both together, makes such a big difference. If you're having a tough time pushing time on this fight, just immediately reset. Make sure you get them both ulted together. It groups them up. It keeps them from doing bad things while you get ready to punch them. Everything's just so much easier if you group them up first. If you're using a Jean or anyone with a strong knockback, you can run forwards, turn around with Jean and immediately knock them backwards. So that way you get them closer together once again. Second half, we're gonna have the big rock boy, or big ice boy, sorry, not big rock boy. Once that goes up, swap over to do damage with Benny. Swap over to break shields with Ningguang. And here, I mentioned it in one of my other videos, but if you use Jean and Benny's ultimates together, if you're standing in both of them, you'll see that I'm constantly spewing out fire with a constant fire swirl effect. It's very nice. It helps you break through shields very quickly. So if you have Benny and Jean and you don't need both of their ultimates to stay alive, slamming them out just that way you can get constant pyro swirls can be really nice. And here with this team with Jean and Benny, I'm going to completely ignore the Sealies in order to just sit in here. Jean's ultimate and Benny's ultimate is going to be strong enough to keep me surviving the entire time. And that's the entirety of floor 10. Please let me know in the comments down below what team you used to beat these floors. Let everyone else know what teams you liked from the other teams that you see. And if you have any other tips to share with people, please let us know, guys. I'll be making guides for floors 11 and 12 very soon, although 11.3 and 12.3 are difficult enough that I can't quite get the 3 stars yet, so I can still get the 8 stars in both of those, working on 3 stars for 11.3 and 12.3. Keep an eye out for those soon, and you can always check us out live on twitch.tv/Zeenigami, where I'm playing Genshin every single day. Really? Thank you so much for watching. Y'all stay beautiful.